come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi looks simple at first. You drive a taxi, collect passengers, and get them where they want to go. But the original arcade game turns this basic idea into a frantic test of speed, timing, and quick decisions. Instead of creating a realistic taxi simulator, Sega created something closer to an arcade sport. The original arcade game was released in Japan in 1999. It was developed by Sega M3, a team inside Sega responsible for several important arcade games. The game arrived during an important period for Sega, when the company was pushing arcade hardware forward and connecting arcade experiences with home consoles. Crazy Taxi became an excellent example of this approach. The game was visually simple compared with some racing games, but its design was extremely focused. It did not need a complicated story or many game modes. It only needed a city, a taxi, passengers, and a clock. That clock is the heart of the entire experience. Every passenger wants to reach a destination. You have limited time to get there. Driving normally is usually not enough. You have to move quickly, find shortcuts, avoid traffic, and take risks. A successful trip gives you more money and, more importantly, more time. This creates constant pressure. While taking one passenger to a destination, you are already thinking about what to do next. You might see another passenger nearby and decide whether it is worth changing direction. A few seconds can make the difference between continuing a successful run and watching the timer reach zero. The city is not simply a background. It is a playground designed around movement. Roads, ramps, traffic, buildings, and shortcuts all become part of the challenge. The game encourages you to experiment instead of treating the streets like a normal road system. You can drive aggressively, cut across areas that a real taxi driver would never use, jump over obstacles, and squeeze between traffic. The game rewards this because Crazy Taxi is not interested in realistic driving rules. It wants you to be reckless. The arcade cabinet makes this idea even stronger. Physical controls allow you to steer, accelerate, brake, and change direction immediately. There is no complicated interface between you and the vehicle. Your attention stays on the road and the countdown timer. This immediacy is important in an arcade game. Sega wanted players to understand the basic idea almost instantly. Someone could sit down without knowing anything about Crazy Taxi and understand the objective within seconds. But understanding the objective is not the same as mastering the game. The setting also gives Crazy Taxi unique personality. The city has a strong San Francisco influence, with steep roads, recognizable architecture, and a mixture of urban and coastal environments. The original game also used real-world brands as destinations, connecting the game to contemporary American culture. This makes Crazy Taxi a snapshot of the late 1990s and early 2000s. The advertisements, music, characters, clothing, and visual style all belong to that period. And then there is the soundtrack. The original arcade version is famous for its loud punk rock music. Songs from The Offspring and Bad Religion became closely associated with the game. The music gives Crazy Taxi an attitude that a traditional racing soundtrack could never create. The songs are fast, aggressive, and energetic. They match the gameplay perfectly. When the clock is running down and you are flying through traffic, the music makes everything feel even more chaotic. That exaggerated presentation is part of the game's identity. Crazy Taxi also benefits from having very little unnecessary complexity. Modern driving games can offer enormous maps, realistic physics, vehicle customization, long stories, and hundreds of missions. Crazy Taxi strips almost all of that away. Everything points in the same direction. Go faster. This is why Crazy Taxi still feels different from ordinary racing games. It is not really about winning a traditional race. There are no laps and no normal finish line. The challenge is to create the most successful chain of deliveries before your time disappears. That is the real achievement of Crazy Taxi. Sega took one of the most ordinary jobs imaginable and transformed it into a high-speed arcade experience. The concept is easy to understand, but the deeper mechanics reward practice and experimentation. Feeling is the reason the original arcade Crazy Taxi remains so memorable. It is loud, colorful, fast, chaotic, and deliberately unrealistic. Most importantly, it understands what an arcade game should do. Give the player a simple idea, make it exciting within seconds, and make them want to play again. Crazy Taxi does exactly that.